Welcome, everybody, to Coach's Corner, Kevin Papa's show, and I'm lucky enough to be able to join in with him today. And today we're talking to the Franklin High School 2019 field hockey team that went 14-0-2 in the Hockomock League last year, 15-3-2 overall. We're joined by today Coach Michelle Hess, Elizabeth Clark, Maeve Ledwith, Olivia Rondo, Olivia Career, I knew I'd get that wrong, and Hannah Richardson. Thank you all, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Coach, just to look back on last fall, I know it's been a while, and also same thing with the girls. What stands out for you from last season in terms of the regular season than your playoff run?
So I think a lot of people were questioning like what this team was going to be able to do this year, because we certainly graduated some pretty talented players the year before, and we had a pretty far run in the state tournament last year. We did well in the league. We finished, second in our division, and then we had a really good run tournament-wise. We lost players like Cassie Ronan, Ashley Rutlinger, Regan Patterson. We had some pretty talented, and we lost our two starting varsity goalies as well, and Christina Lucini and Anna Jardine. So a lot of people were thinking that it was probably going to be a rebuilding year, for Franklin field hockey.
Right.
I personally did not feel that way, because I knew that one thing I can say about the team coming in last year is that they were prepared. I mean, they did everything that they needed to do to get ready for the season. They were working out. They were doing off-season workouts. They were, holding like captain's practices. A lot of them played in summer league. So this team really kind of came together and wanted to, make a statement. And I really do think that they did that, because I think the expectations overall were kind of like, oh, they just got wiped out. But we definitely, proved that wrong, and the girls came in prepared. And I was super, super proud, because we started, the season really strong. I mean, it was pretty impressive the way they all
Right.
kind of came together. So
Jay, I don't want to step on your toes, and I'm sorry, Coach, cutting you short. Do you recall where you guys were voted during the coaches meeting at the beginning of the year in the Hawk?
We actually don't do that for field hockey.
Okay.
Like as far as asking, like where are we ranked?
Well, meaning like I know in football that the coaches all get together and they vote, and there's a ranking as to what the coaches think everybody's going to be.
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
Okay.
What? How about you girls? What did you think going into last season? Elizabeth, we'll start with you.
I definitely think that we all knew that we had the potential to win the Hawk, especially KP had been our biggest.
Oh, we lost you.
You muted yourself, Elizabeth.
Oh.
That's live TV for you.
I think, is it more?
All right, let's go to Hannah.
Yeah, we're going to Hannah now.
Yeah, I think we all prepared like a lot throughout the summer. So we, like as our teammates and as the kids, we really thought we would be able to do well this season. And since we know that like the other teams did graduate a lot of seniors also, we felt like we had a really good chance this year to go far.
Yeah, great. How about the other Olivia?
I think that one of our major goals going into the season was conditioning wise. I think that we prepared with strength and conditioning programs and captain's practices to just get physically prepared. And I think that caused us to stand apart from other teams, conditioning and strength wise.
Yeah, awesome. Maeve?
Going off a lot of what Coach said, you could say that just losing so many great seniors in the previous season, on paper, we wouldn't have, people would think, they're not really going to do as well. But I think that over the summer, we, as seniors, all kind of stepped up and said, hey, this doesn't look that great on paper, but we know that we can, rise above all those, just people thinking that we're not going to do that great. And I think we did. We came together a lot, and we were just so close this season. I think it really helped just like positivity throughout the team.
Okay. Great. And
So, oh,
go ahead,
Kev.
Kev.
And
No, go ahead.
I just want to jump in and clarify, like, I had full strength and belief in them. It was just more like, hearing like that, like you said, we don't really rank as coaches, but hearing the chatter, like, oh, Franklin lost both of their goalies. They lost their, 4-year starter, all that stuff. I mean, I certainly believed in these girls and knew that they could do it. It was really cool to see them come together and believe in themselves.
Was your goalie the newcomer of the year this year?
No,
Oh,
but
you did have the newcomer of the year, though,
we had a
right?
freshman that was the
Freshman,
Hawk.
Kate Carney.
Caitlin
Hawk.
Carney, yeah, she
Yeah.
was a freshman. Yep.
Okay, how long have you been with the program this go around, Coach?
So I started coaching back in 1995, and I coached up until 2009 when I stepped away because my kids kind of took over my life. And then
They always do.
but I still continue to coach because I coached in the rec program for like over 10 years. So I was still coaching field hockey, having my 2 daughters that played. So I volunteered with Lisa Cropper in the 2016-2017 season. And then in 2018, I stepped back in as the head coach. So 2018-2019, I was the varsity coach again.
And girls, you guys won the Hawk as freshmen.
Yes.
Were any of you guys on the varsity team for that?
Elizabeth and I were.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a nice wrap up for your season, for your
Yeah, it was
career.
nice to kind of have it come full circle and win senior year, just like we saw the seniors do our freshman year.
Yeah.
Great.
What's funny is as freshman, Elizabeth's mom even called it. She was like, "Oh, senior year, you're gonna get the Hawk again. I'm calling it."
We'll get to Elizabeth's mom later.
Awesome. Hey, just looking back, ladies, on the season, what do you miss most about the team and being with the girls you played field hockey with?
I think for me, we all really liked being together just as a team. So just being together, and especially the bus rides, I think we just had a lot of fun singing together and just being silly.
Singing together? Is that what you said, Elizabeth?
Very badly, but yes.
Did you ladies happen to prepare a song?
Not to that.
Okay. How about Hannah?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Elizabeth on that. I think that we saw each other like every single day after school and we got really close. So whenever we would see each other, it was just fun to be together and to like make the friendships that we had.
Great. And who's next? Who wants to go next?
I think the pregame like warm-ups were like a good like bonding kind of, and like being able to like hype everyone up before a game was like really kind of fun and everything. So that was one thing I liked.
Awesome. Ladies, anything different from the other two?
I definitely miss our pasta parties. I think it was so fun. Like after
Up and down the
practice,
line, everybody misses pasta parties. You guys
Some
never have pasta?
they were great. Honestly, it's not even just the pasta. It's just like being with everyone, having something to look forward to after practice, and just like packing up and racing to get like a good amount of food and more than everyone else.
A good piece of
Ben
garlic bread.
Yes,
Ben
the
Greco
garlic bread
misses
was
pasta
key.
parties, pasta parties, pasta parties.
Everybody misses pasta parties.
Olivia, anything from you? But you have to unmute yourself.
I'd have to agree with that. Even like going off of pasta parties, like we like also did team bonding things like volunteering together, and we had like team movie nights and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like by doing activities off the field, it also translates onto the field because we need to have that good communication, and that was a big goal of ours that really like came together towards the end of the season was communication on the team, because we need to be able to communicate on the field in order to be successful. So I think
Girls, what was it like to play for Coach Hess?
I think it was great. Like the transition that like from going to varsity, it was a big step up in like workouts and stuff. It was a big change from like past years, but I think it helped us a lot, like athletic wise and just being fit to play. So I think it was a great thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely think.
Sorry,
You
Beth.
can go,
You go.
Maeve.
You go. No, you go. You
I was
start.
gonna say, I think the transition from Cropper to Hess, although it was very different, I think it worked very well, especially since we all already knew Coach Hess since she'd been in the program before.
That's what I was gonna say. That.
Wow.
And I would say my first year on varsity was when Coach Hesse was her first year back. So I felt like the transition from what I used to play at JV to like varsity, I think it went really good, and I felt really like welcomed onto the team.
Olivia?
I would agree with that. I think that there was a definite change in the conditioning wise, but I think that that's what really set our team apart and like made us so successful was because we were more fit. So
How
yeah.
long have you guys been playing together? From
It's like for some of
7
us,
years
I think it's been since like 3rd or 4th grade.
and was that under Coach Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was she a tyrant? I hear this all the time that around town. She was a tyrant. I'm just kidding, girls.
Was Coach? I want just to compare Coach Clark with Coach Hess. Was Coach Clark ever named Coach of the Year like Coach Hess was last year?
She
I don't
deserved
think
it.
officially, but
Yeah.
she definitely did deserve it.
They may not have those rankings in 5th grade.
Yeah, right. Girls, looking back on not just your senior year, but your whole high school career, your youth career, what would you what would you want to say to your parents?
Well, obviously, you were just talking about my mother, who lives and breathes field hockey, and really, I think
She's your mother?
that I'm playing in college. And my father, the same thing. He was at like every game, supporting me, paying the amount of money that we probably could have spent on a beach house for club, and just always supporting me and helping me do what I want.
Yeah, I think obviously my parents, I'm so grateful for them and everything that they've done, just supporting me and everything that I've wanted to do. But I just like Franklin field hockey parents as a whole are so supportive, and they do more like behind the scenes than you could ever even think of. So just shout out to everyone. Like, thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Coach, what would you say for this group of parents? You know, you coached back several years ago. You were the head coach. Then you volunteered for a few years. How was this crew of parents to work with? And we'll eliminate Charlie Clark from that part.
This group of parents, like honestly, I'd have to say in all my years of being involved in field hockey, this was probably the most knowledgeable and like invested group of parents that I've ever worked with. I mean, they really they went above and beyond for their daughters. Most of the girls on the team, we actually did a survey one day at practice or after a game or something, and like the majority of the girls on the team actually all play club field hockey, and for the parents to invest that money like into the sport, and then I think because a lot of their daughters play year round, their knowledge base, like they know the rules, they know, like whereas years past parents were kind of like, what was that, what's that call, I don't understand. I actually used to have to do like little like mini lessons with the parents to even like teach them the rules and like tell them what the official signals were and all that stuff. But this group of parents, like they know it all, and it's pretty cool, to kind of have that they understand the game. And it's funny, we have a rule that there's no coaching from the sidelines, because some of them do know, like obviously Jean Clark knows a lot about the sport. Linda Rondo, this isn't her first time around, so they certainly know a lot about the sport, but I mean, super supportive, just really there for the girls, and super supportive of the coaching staff.
And it must have made your year coming back a little bit easier. I know you had your hands full during the season, but that must have helped to have a a group of parents that were able to take on as much responsibility as they did.
Most definitely, yes. And super organized. This was a very, very organized group of parents too.
And if I was to quiz Mr. Carreri on the rules of field hockey, he'd be able to get 100 on that. That's something I'm going to have to take with me on that one the next time I run into it. Girls, have you all decided where you're going to go to college next year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with Olivia Carreri. Where are you going to go? What are you going to study?
I'm going to Syracuse, and I'm going to be a double major in environment, sustainability, and policy at Maxwell, and then film at Newhouse.
Very nice. Maeve?
I'm going to Salve Regina University, and I'm studying early elementary education, and I will be playing field hockey as well.
Olivia?
I'm going to be going to St. Anselm, and I'm going to do nursing and probably play club field hockey.
That's a lot of work. Hannah?
I'm going to Villanova, and I'll be studying business, and I'm undecided if I want to play club field hockey yet or not.
Elizabeth?
I'm also going to Salve Regina, and I'm studying elementary and special education and playing field hockey there as well.
That's great. That's great.
That's awesome, ladies. Good for you. Now, let me ask you, and we've asked everybody we've spoken to. Obviously, this is some strange times right now that we're going through, and you folks as seniors, what do you miss most, or do you even know what you miss most about this time of year not being in school?
I would say I just miss like seeing my friends every day and being able to like walk the halls and like see people that I normally wouldn't hang out with on a daily basis, and just like being able to see my teachers and just have those close relationships with everyone in the school.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Hannah. I think it's the little things that I'm missing the most, just like going to get Lizzie's in the morning, sit in my car, then walk into school and just hang out with my friends, go to class, and then just, yeah, being able to see everyone.
Yeah, I don't miss getting up early, but I miss like my friends, and like I kind of missed out like becoming like good friends with my teachers and stuff. So I kind of wish I had that, but you know.
I probably miss, during this time, normally it's a time of like goodbyes for the last quarter of senior year. So I'm just sad that I didn't know that my last day was my last. So I definitely would have wanted to say thank you to my teachers and everyone that was able to help me throughout my high school career.
And Coach, what do you miss about not being at school? I'm sure you miss your students. I have a daughter who's a teacher, and she's home right now. But you know, have you been able to keep in contact with any of your students, or more specifically, the girls from your field hockey team?
So we're remote teaching, right now from Franklin High School. So I'm still a little bit in touch with my students, but it's not the same because, when you go to class, all the kids have their cameras turned off. So they're physically, they're there, but you can't see them. So that makes me kind of sad. I understand. I get it. Who wants to see your messy bedroom? But I definitely miss the kids. I'm a social person, and I miss that interaction. Even with my, we meet as a department once a week, and I miss the people that I work with because I enjoy working with them. And it's the social piece of it that I really, really miss.
Yeah.
Coach, next year, looking ahead to next year, not to take anything away from this senior class, but you have 3 returning underclassmen that made Hockey League All-Stars, and you had the newcomer of the year in the Hockey League, and you were the coach of the year. What are the expectations? Are they high? Do you like playing with the bullseye on your back?
We'll see. No, my expectations are very high. I think we have losing, these 5 right here it's gonna be big. There's some big holes to definitely fill. But I think that, across the board, I feel like our talent is pretty high. Our dedication is super high. So we're gonna set the bar high again for ourselves this year. And I think we could, I'm gonna push for a repeat, and also I think one of our goals that some of the girls have already talked about is, getting once again a little bit further, into the tournament. Next year.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I just, as you were speaking, and then all these girls spoke about all the camps and travel teams and summer things that they did. I know a couple of them and to what extent they traveled in their club teams. What kind of impact do you think that's going to have on your team next year if, in fact, those things aren't able to happen?
And
I
before
think
you
the
answer
good news
that,
is that
Coach,
we've all been saying, sorry, we're all in the same
that
boat.
will just go into the question I was going to ask. Are you worried at all that there'll be a season?
I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very worried because, all the groups that I belong with, I'm in a state coaches association. We meet. Everybody's very concerned. We're not sure, what sports will look like. If they do, maybe they delay this. We're not really sure. But I am concerned. It's starting to feel a little bit more real. I'm definitely trying to stay positive, but it's like the more you hear about the return to school and what things are going to look like and split schedules and, kids not rotating and no contact. And I teach PE. So it's like, how do I ever teach basketball again when the kids have to be 6 feet apart? I don't know. So as far as the season.
What do you think of the possibility? Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there, but everything, I think in the last 24 hours, a lot of news, I don't know if people have seen it, but a lot of sports news has come out about the fall that isn't overly encouraging. Do you think there's a possibility if students are remote learning, would they still have teams, or do kids have to be back in the physical building for there actually to be fall sports?
I think everything is completely up in the air. Right now, like nobody's really committing to anything. Even something as simple as all of my juniors right now that are trying to get recruited, for field hockey, they don't even know like what the NC2A is going to come out and say. Like, are they going to say like, SATs are waived? Because right now you have to take the SATs, to compete at the NC2A level for Division I, Division II. So I think nobody's willing to like step out and say, take a risk and be like, this is what we think. It's just we're all in that like one day at a time thing, and I think a lot of rules are going to have to be bent. I've heard everything from running athletics with like no fans, kind of like baseball's trying to do right now. But baseball, there definitely isn't as much contact as field hockey or football to say.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a person that I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that that there'll be something, especially for the spring athletes that have already lost something. Those kids that are looking to come back, like I feel like you got to give them something to hope for, but I just wish that it was a little more clear.
And what about you girls, just real quickly, looking towards next fall, have you, especially the two you playing at Salve, have you heard anything from the coaches there?
We've been in a good amount of contact with her the past month, I'd say. She hasn't specifically come out and said, if we're playing or not. It hasn't even really been a topic that we've talked about. More so just like workouts and just like strength training and skills that we can be working on in the meantime. But yeah, besides that, we haven't really spoken on that yet.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Coach, we'll give you the final word on these 5 seniors. What do you got to say?
You're going to make me get emotional.
That's it. That's why we're here.
I wish nothing but the best for them. Of course, we had our banquet and I told them how much, I appreciated all of their hard work and dedication to the program. The ones that are going on, they're going on to these amazing schools and programs. All of their hard work and dedication, academically has paid off. Those of them that are going to play, college field hockey, the 2 Salve players and possibly, the club girls that are going to play. They know that I've asked them to, definitely stay in touch, send me their schedules because we want to go and see them play. So I'm excited for that, but I just wish them nothing but the best. I'm going to miss them terribly. I really feel like we've made over the last 2 years or 4 years for some of them, we've made a pretty good connection. I've had them in class too. And I wish them nothing but the best. And I really do care a lot about them and I love them all. So I wish them the best.
Very good. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. I want to thank our guests, Olivia, Maeve, Hannah, Elizabeth, Coach Hess, my co-host, Jay Horgan. We want to thank everybody for joining us on the Coach's Corner, and look for us into the future as we are going to bring new and exciting content to Franklin High School sports. Thanks again, ladies. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.